Hello,
Hello,
hello, hello.
hello. We're gonna try this again.
Yeah, that was a
You
little
know when you just
painful,
had a
but
yeah,
gotta.
you know when you just had a day and you just want to go to your bed? That's what I feel like right now.
You gotta love technology.
Yep.
Gotta
So
love
how are you guys
technology.
doing?
I'm okay now that we kind of have things up and running and working. I think so. I'm
Oh
good.
Lord,
Just the
good.
week's just moving along,
Mm-hmm.
moving along.
Yeah. How about
Tim,
you,
how are
Tim? How are
you?
you?
I'm wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I love that. Wonderful. I'm
Did you guys
okay. I
see?
wouldn't say
You
I'm
okay?
wonderful, but I'm good, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm
Okay.
here.
Don't you see the
Okay.
smile on my face?
And there you
Oh,
go.
I see it. You're beaming today.
Hey, I wonder why.
Easy there.
Exactly.
I'm just I
We're just stating the obvious, Tim.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like I wonder why. Like there's nothing to
We're
that.
genuinely wondering why.
But I'm happy that you're happy and I'm happy that you're wonderful. So,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you guys see snowflakes today?
I did
No?
not. So,
No?
keep that in Mornville.
It wasn't even in
Yeah,
Mournville.
relax with that.
Yeah, like
It
we
wasn't
don't
even
need
in
that over
Mournville.
here.
It was in St. Albert. So
Well, they can keep that there too. Y'all can keep that
keep
because
that.
I
All right.
didn't see one bit of snow today. So, but
No? Oh,
it was a little sunny this afternoon.
yeah.
Yesterday it was really sunny in the afternoon.
Yes.
So,
That is
but
for sure.
no snow. Hopefully it holds off. That wouldn't be good for us in the
It needs to
upcoming
hold
week.
off till January at least, like last year.
January, that's not gonna happen.
Why not?
Have you felt outside lately?
But it felt like this last year too, and we didn't get snow till January.
Yeah. Well, if you can make it till the end of the month without the snow, I'll be good.
You'll be happy. All right,
Yes.
all right.
But guys,
Now, now everything is working. I will do our welcome, and then we'll
yes,
officially start.
we will dive
So,
in.
hello. We'll dive right in. So,
Yes.
hello and welcome to Let's Be Real. I'm your host, Danielle George, with your co-hosts, Kiki and Mr. Noel. On the show, we normally talk about small businesses, relationships, current events, issues. Today, we're talking about a bit of everything. So, throughout the show, we want you guys to comment, ask questions. The show is about you, about us. Let's get ready to be real. So,
Let's get ready. Let's
get
get
ready.
ready.
I don't
Okay,
know
I'm
if
ready.
you guys have heard about this. Facebook has this new thing called Meta.
Meta. I guess I'm gonna
You're
take it
gonna,
away for a little bit.
sure, go for it.
Alrighty, guys. So, like Danny mentioned, Facebook has done a bit of rebranding over the past. Has it been a week? I don't think it's been a full week since they
No, it
launched.
hasn't been a week, no. But is that what we're
Um,
calling it? Rebranding?
that's what I think they're
They
calling it
just did. They went from being called the Facebook company to
to
Meta.
Meta, right?
Oh, God.
Yes. So, the most interesting thing is, I guess,
That's scary.
metaverse. It is. It is. And actually, the first thing that came to mind is it's kind of giving me Black Mirror vibes, like Black Mirror from Netflix. Those of you who don't know, Black Mirror is a show that demonstrates things such as dystopian futures and shows how existing technologies can evolve in the near future for better, but mainly worse, I'd say.
Yeah.
so, so, so saying that Meta and Metaverse kind of reminds me of that show, and some of the things that it demonstrates. I'm kind of like, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let's see here.
So is it like a virtual reality?
So basically, what I came
Thing?
across, they're kind of like incorporating virtual reality, augmented reality, and I saw in an article that it's backed by decentralized technologies such as cryptocurrency and blockchain, which that is a mouthful, and I know that probably doesn't mean lots to most and is probably a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Me myself, I'm a little confused on that last bit, but it's definitely gotten people talking.
Well, the
Mhm.
name Meta is them choosing that name just
Right.
basically is they're just telling you what they do.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. They take
in
over everything.
like
Yeah.
so like Meta in like it's like an
Like a
old Greek
Greek.
word, yeah,
Right.
and that
Mhm.
just means like more of or beyond
Yes.
or transcending, right?
Hmm.
And in if you've ever done any programming or anything like that, um, that's a word that you use. Or if let's even for building websites,
Hmm.
um, the the keywords that used to be called meta, right? Because it's a piece
Right.
of information that'll tell you more about another piece of information. So then you hear the term metadata. That's what that means. It
Right.
means like it's the information about other information or the information that points you to other information. So them calling themselves meta is basically like, like for me,
I feel
it's
like
literally
yeah,
it's
they're
literally
saying
like
like
here's us
we run
grabbing
Twitter.
all your information.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah. It
like
is quite interesting
it's a
because
troll name. Like if they're
under sorry.
sorry, go on.
I was gonna say under Facebook, or I guess Meta, they have Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. They
Your
have
whole life.
yeah, they have a few
Lit-
others that I don't use and have never heard of, but they described in their launch video. So yeah, any thoughts on well, Tim, you kind of gave your opening thoughts on Meta, but what do you guys think of Metaverse? Um, they said Metaverse is kind of like the successor to the mobile internet. That is a quote from the actual launch, the launch video.
Hmm.
And they said in the metaverse, you can do almost anything you can imagine, which I find the statement a bit problematic. I mean, I'm a serious tech head. So there are parts of me that's like, ooh, like it kind of makes like the hairs on my neck stand up a little bit because it does seem really cool and like the way they sort of like demonstrated it and stuff during the
Mhm.
launch. But again, watching a show like Black Mirror, we can see that those things don't always end don't always end well. I think about a lot of like safety concerns. Something that I came across on the internet was, in this virtual world where you can do almost anything and be almost anyone, what happens, like what are the limits? What are the limitations to that? Um, if you can almost do anything, is it kind of like the real world where it's like you can only enter a bar if you're over the age of 18? Like, those are the sort of things that come to my
Right.
mind. Like if there's kids or teens, people who are underage within the metaverse, like what are the limitations, for different age groups and stuff like that. A lot of people said their concerns were online predators. Um,
This is the problem with something like that. It's
right.
almost impossible to oversee it.
Right, exactly. You know
Yeah.
what I
Like
mean?
you, like
Because
you'll so
there's
you'll end up with literally a government inside a metaverse, which is
yes.
just
And
like
we don't need any more governing, I don't think.
I think we're good.
At least I
I think we're
don't.
good.
At least
I
I
think we're
don't.
good.
But yeah, so I am interested to see how it all works. In terms of safety, they did mention that Meta will include the same fundamental building blocks used on their other platforms, some of the ones that we mentioned previously. But some of the fundamental building blocks they discussed was openness, safety, and privacy. But again, it's kind of like how do you oversee see that, especially once this thing gets going. When you have you're going to have millions of people in this little virtual world that they've created. How are they going to combat that? Because I know there's people who have like Facebook profiles or like kids and stuff who when they first make the account, they change their like birth, like the like
Mhm.
year like their birth date or whatever.
Yeah.
so that they're older. So like, what if
Yeah.
people do that when they set up an account for Meta or Metaverse?
gonna
How are they
happen.
gonna know that John Smith in Ohio is actually, you know, a 30-year-old versus some 15-year-old kid like in his room? You know what I mean?
Let me
So
make a prediction. My prediction is that like access to the metaverse will
Mhm.
require
A
proof of
vaccine passport. Nah,
identifications.
I'm just kidding. I had to
Well,
say
no,
it.
no, but I think
Oh
it
my
would
goodness.
the way that something like Airbnb will verify you. So when
Hmm.
you go in to be verified, you actually have to provide or scan in your documentation. Like I'm
Ah,
thinking it
Yeah, I
eventually
don't know about
gets
that.
some. I bet it gets somewhere like that
yeah.
Hmm.
because like
But then I feel like you're
we've
getting
seen
away
these,
from the whole privacy thing in that case. But
Nothing is
but that's
private.
exactly how it goes though.
Nothing is
true.
private.
Well,
Nothing.
you know, when you're not worried, when you're not really worried about your actual safety,
Hmm.
like as a, like you're not. Most of us we're privileged. We don't really have to worry about like actual survival, right? And
Hmm.
in most cultures, when you don't have to worry about that, the next thing you are into is entertainment. How do I entertain myself?
Mhm.
Like how do I, you know what I mean? Like
And you know what?
and
Sorry.
that's all this is. And they'll get away with it. But at the end of entertainment now is there's somebody with their fingers like all up in some stuff,
Like
either just
puppet,
making a whole bunch of money, either
evil
making a whole bunch of money
puppeteer.
from information,
Hmm.
or like or sway like in other, well, they say in other countries, literally swaying people's votes, swaying people's political ideas using using all these platforms.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's on our end. It's just like, hey, I'm clicking, I'm having fun. But
Right.
the other end is nothing is ever free. Like it
Do you,
always
Or
costs something.
private.
um,
Or
is this
private.
something that you guys are interested in?
No.
Like being a part of it.
Right.
No.
But my kids are on Roblox. That might as well be a metaverse now.
Oh Lord.
Like
Legit.
literally.
It
I've
is.
heard of that, but I don't really know
Like
how it works.
Fortnite is literally a metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. That is true. You know, I never
Yep.
really thought of it like that, but
Yep.
Like in
you're
regards
absolutely right.
to massively, remember the term they used to use, massively multiplayer online, blah blah blah. Like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Hmm.
like this whole thing started from when people were like playing. Was it? I don't remember what that game was called. I never played it. Warcraft, World of Warcraft.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
A cajillion years ago, where you know people in like you're hearing people in like Japan are good counseling
Mm-hmm.
because they're stuck inside of this game.
right.
Yeah.
You know this, yeah, it isn't. It's not new, but it's now that like people have the resources to, because for example Roblox is like 8-bit or 16
Yeah.
bit, right? It's really that old school kind of, and the reason is it's that huge that if they actually had rendered graphics, it would, there's not enough servers to host it
Hmm.
for how
Mm-hmm.
humongous, that's how humongous the actual the landscapes of the game are now, because every little 8-year-old kid could literally create his own everything, and it's
Right.
all within the confines of
Right.
this massive game. So they keep the graphics to a bare minimum just so the world can keep expanding. Like that's incredible. Like when you think about it, like it's
Hmm.
because I'm like, why do you guys play this? And then my kids are explaining this to me that dad, like they just, there would not be enough place to host this server if, yeah, it's really interesting. Anyways,
Well,
but
June
June
said
isn't.
that she's definitely not interested. But you know what?
I
When
agree.
you think about it, how many things have come about in the past, and we're like, I'm not about that. I'm not about that. And then eventually, you know, we end up
Mainstream.
like hopping on a bandwagon. You know what I mean?
I'm
Because
still not on TikTok. I'm
what if
still
like a
not on
few
Twitter.
years from now, you know, Instagram's not as popping as it is, or Facebook, you know, isn't
Well, this is.
used
I
as
heard
much.
that Facebook I've heard that Facebook is doing Meta is because the younger generation isn't going on Facebook anymore.
Because it's literally
It's
called
for-
Facebook.
That is true.
For the older folk.
Yeah.
So they need something to generate the
guess
younger
so.
generation
The
to.
people who are on
Part
their
of that
phone the
crowd.
most, they need
Yeah.
their
I'm
data.
part of that crowd.
You know what's really
that's
funny
an
as you were
interesting-
saying that?
Mhm.
As you were saying that, like, do you know the one that I wasn't really too big on? Bluetooth. Like, I literally remember some of my friends having Bluetooth. I'm like, what are they doing that for? Why are they wearing that? That's so stupid. Like, you guys so follow
Now,
fashion. That's whack.
greatest thing.
And now Bluetooth.
Follow fashion. I haven't heard that in a long time. Follow fashion.
No, man, I'm telling you. Can you imagine me bad-mouthing Bluetooth in like
Right.
04, 05?
And now it's like the greatest thing. It's
Now,
like, you
like,
can't live
come
without
on.
Bluetooth. It's like,
Exactly.
yo, hit me with the. I need Bluetooth. Like,
You'll turn your car around because you forgot your Bluetooth.
right. That is funny. I don't know.
Mhm.
I think I usually kind of
confession.
wait it out when things first come about. I'm like, and kind of test the waters, hear what the critics are saying.
Let
weigh
the hackers have their
pros,
fun because we
Right.
know the
weigh
hackers
the
are going to do
pros
their
and the
thing.
cons, and but I am interested. I am interested to see what it's
Yeah.
all about. Do I think it's something that I'd engage in often? I don't think so,
Mhm.
but who knows, right? Who knows? Like,
Yeah.
maybe
Who
it's
thought they
something
checked
we'll
their
get
Facebook a few times a day?
right. There you go. Exactly. And then we all might be hooked a year or two from now. And who knows?
Oh.
Maybe we'll be doing Let's Be Real in a virtual world with our virtual friends and
With our virtual studio and everything.
yeah, exactly.
You wanna know, as a person-
can you imagine that? Like,
You
oh
know
my
what?
God.
As a tech, like a long time tech,
Mhm.
I've been kind of resistant to change, which sounds funny. I remember my friend was building a
Okay.
computer in the late 90s. And he's like, you think I need an Ethernet card? I'm like, nah, you don't get, what do you need an Ethernet for? Unless you're going to have an Ethernet card, unless you have a network in your house. Just forget it. Just a modem is just fine. By 2
Right.
years, like early 2000s, like dial-up was just dying. By 2000, I had high-speed internet in my house.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I'm here telling my boy just, you know what I mean? You're not going to need that. Because I just don't think that things sometimes are going to take off the way that they do, you know? And because you never know which one will do it, right? Because it's not usually the one that's, again, in IT, it's the one that's the best that keeps going. It's not, if you don't get the data rates, it doesn't matter how popular you are. It'll let you die. But I just remember like, nah. Thinking it's gonna be like between VHS and beta. Nah. Both of them be fine.
That's funny.
But the difference was funny. The difference between like knowing being able to pick what's going to hit is also you know what I mean? Like that
That's
is
also
a
a gamble, yeah.
huge. There's some people sitting up like having their mail delivered to their hand. You know what I mean? By a butler because they were able to call what was going to be the next. You know what I mean?
The next
Yeah.
big thing.
Now that they're
Yeah.
Meta, is this the time? Because like they're gonna. Now that Google Classroom is done because everybody does it on Meta. Like that's what it could be.
Imagine like having like virtual classrooms, like a legit virtual classroom where it's like you have your little avatar there that looks like you,
Mhm.
and the teachers there talking and like
And
you
they
can
interact
nod and
just like you.
nod. Right?
Mhm.
And you could nod like that'd be interesting, man.
I'm telling you.
That'd be
But
interesting.
the thing is,
But it's also scary.
when you're at Facebook's level, like how many technologies are you going to make redundant because of this cool new thing that you're going to make? Do you know what I mean?
And that's exactly it, right? Especially when you own them all and it's like you want to push this
Yeah.
new thing, and then it's almost like, well, what if they just dissolve the other ones because they want to push this new thing so much? They already have so many under their belt, so they could be like,
But remember, this is
start making Instagram all glitchy so that people get
Yeah.
fed up with it, so that they go over to Meta.
like this is social media. Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yo, I had a Black Planet page.
Oh my God.
I did. I had a Black Panther.
So did
I think I had a Black
So
Panther
did I.
page
So
up
did I.
until I was on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then Facebook, how many people stopped messing with their MySpace, just high five, and all these things, and all of it came in
I had
Facebook.
MySpace and High Five, but I never had. What is it called?
Black Planet?
Black Planet. Black Planet was.
Yo!
I think that was the.
Come on, who had Black Planet? I want to see who had Black Planet. Come on in the comments. Don't leave don't leave us out here.
Right?
Oh, geez.
June said no robots. So it's
Well, we're
okay. I
getting
know
there.
I'll probably spot you in the metaverse one day.
Trust me, June is there whining.
Right? She's up in Canada in the cold, but then you go somewhere in the tropics and you see her whining in a carnival.
She's like, I'm living vicariously through
There you go, right?
June
Imagine
2.0.
Imagine going to Miami Carnival virtually. I mean,
Yo.
it's not the same
But
thing, but
that's
hey.
what I was gonna say. It's not the same. So, do you think because of this meta, and people are now traveling now, and if you get COVID where you're traveling, you have to stay there for 2 weeks, the part of like food prices going up now, do you think everyone's just gonna go to metaverse and just forget about the real world?
Right?
No.
Like, you know what?
No, you gotta eat.
Screw my problem.
You have to make money. You have to work.
Meta got me. But imagine if it's like Sims where it's like you get to the metaverse and then like
There's work
you
to
gotta
do.
make money in the metaverse. Like imagine that. That's what it's gonna be. They can hold that.
No, but imagine if you're getting paid in like a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a Bitcoin.
Well, they said,
Imagine,
isn't it
right?
Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? Isn't that what they're doing in there now? So
You know, like how there's people who are like extreme gamers and like they make money off that. Imagine if you start making like cryptocurrency and that sort of thing within the metaverse. Imagine becoming a millionaire from the
Okay,
metaverse.
watch this though.
From the work you do in the metaverse.
I told you guys about how I totally missed out on Bitcoin. I told you guys that story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Like what they created there was, I wouldn't say, it's kind of I could see that's where the metaverse would go. So it's like you're in the metaverse and now your computer's a host, right? In the metaverse, like, or your phone or whatever. So like back when they were the Human Genome Project, they would install an app on your computer and use your computer to process all this DNA data that they collected. So anytime your computer went to screensaver, that's when there was this wavy thing on the screen and all these numbers and all this stuff. And that was, they were crunching those numbers. So imagine if it's like, okay, we use your computer as a host and they're like using your computer to do something. Like literally that, and then you get paid.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Airbnb,
like your avatar is mining Bitcoin.
Right?
That's really cool, but it's
Crazy
really
stuff.
like, oh no.
All I know is if people start making mad money from metaverse, all these influencers and stuff on TikTok and stuff, they're just gonna roll straight over to it. And I think that is probably what Meta is anticipating or hoping for.
Jeez.
That's for sure.
So
That is for sure.
So it'll be interesting.
There's our tech minute for the week.
Whole lot to think about. A whole lot to think about. Yep.
So I touched a bit on it earlier. Are you guys planning on traveling this year? Knowing that if you get COVID wherever you go, you have to stay there for 2 more weeks?
Traveling like outside of the country or
outside of Canada?
I wish. But for the remainder of the year, no, probably not. Hopefully next year sometime, but I mean, we got what?
A month?
If the price is right, so I will
probably
travel.
Not.
Yeah. Even though if you catch COVID,
out of here.
You would, and you have to stay in a hotel there.
Early birthday trip, Tim.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Oh no, I gotta stay in this place that's likely better than where I'm from. The only thing is healthcare. Do you know what I mean? Healthcare.
Right,
the only
that's the
thing.
thing.
You know what I mean? Someone's like, "Yo, come drink this bush." You'll feel like, God, no.
Especially when you're Canadian and for the most part, like we have pretty good healthcare here.
Yeah.
It is
Mhm.
scary to think like, oh my goodness, if something happens to me in a different
some
part of the
places I
world, you're
won't
like,
go.
oh Lord, like that is
Yeah.
scary. That is scary to
Mm.
think
I
about.
don't know if I'm looking to leave the country this year. Like, nah.
Yeah.
It's not really.
I
You know
think
what? I haven't even
we
thought
should
about it, so
stay
that
put
means
for
nah.
now at least, and yeah.
I want to
But
go
next
to
year,
Oh, I'm out.
I want to visit. I want to go to Toronto this
I
year. I want to
pray.
find a way to be in Toronto before the end of this
Go
year.
to T-Dot, man. I mean, it should
Yeah,
be
in Vancouver or Kelowna, somewhere like that. I want to go
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been around the province, but you know what I mean. Like even at that, it's not usually going to stay. Like you go to the mountains or something like that. You're not even going to stay, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't even know the last time I've been to Calgary, to be honest.
Right?
Like, and since like COVID,
Okay,
COVID,
yeah.
like I haven't even gone there. I haven't been out of the city since this. We've embarked on this lovely journey.
See
called
that for me, like I don't think I've been out of the city for anything other than work. But work's thrown me everywhere. Like that's the thing. The work doesn't stop.
Right.
Mhm.
Actually, it gets a little bit. It gets actually a little bit more because of everything that's going on. But it definitely didn't. I'm so glad I don't have to go to the office though. I don't mind going on the road. I'll go on the road all day. But I'm glad I don't have to go into the office
You're
anymore.
glad you're out of the office, hey?
How
about you, Danny?
Just
How
today
about
I
you,
was
Danny?
saying COVID. You know, like yeah, me too. I know that's
It
terrible.
has its pros and cons.
Cons,
For some.
definitely.
Like you know what? We know what the cons are. We know
Definitely.
Mhm.
Oh,
But do you know what I mean? There's so many people whose jobs were they were heading to work, you know, to fill up office space. It was unnecessary.
Mhm.
right. Now we just have a bunch of abandoned buildings.
Legit.
Cubicles with like the cobwebs, like man, oh
Oh my
man.
goodness.
People are saving a lot of money on work clothes, that's for sure. Don't
Oh
gotta
my
go
Lord.
dressed
Definitely.
up and get
And
your
gas.
suit
But
and
now, oh my
tie
gosh, I
and
have to
dress
force
shirt.
myself to dress nice. I'm telling you, I put on a nice pair of sweatpants, like a nice pair of sweatpants,
I
and
have
I'm
some
heading
nice
into work
joggers
and
that I
not even
bought.
feeling away. Not even feeling away. I'm telling you, I showed up to sites. I'm in like velour pants. I'm getting used to comfort, man.
Getting a
I haven't
little
heard
too
anything from my team
comfortable.
lead, so I'm gonna keep on keeping.
That's legit my wardrobe, hoodies and sweatpants. Even though that was my wardrobe before COVID, but it's definite now.
That's funny.
So
That
did you
is
guys
funny.
hear the cost of living has gone up a little?
Oh,
I mean, I haven't heard, but
You
my
haven't heard?
pocket is telling me. You feel me? Like,
So
oh my goodness.
to live comfortably in Edmonton, you have to be making more than $18.10.
Okay.
what is this? What is the variables on that? That means to have a little like to pay average rent, to pay
Yeah.
average price for your car, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like
and groceries and entertainment, all that
Okay.
stuff. And then
18
Canmore,
36,000 a year.
yeah, and Canmore is the most at $37.40.
But
Yeah,
that makes
man.
sense.
Canmore,
Canmore,
it's
Canmore's
very expensive to live
Canmore's
in
very
Canmore.
nice, but it's a nice town though.
I know
Canmore's
this.
a
I
nice
know this
town.
indirectly because my best friend lives out in Canmore, and
Mhm.
she's been out there now for about, I want to say, about 6 years, and
Mhm.
she's had so many different jobs. She's moved quite a few times and stuff like that. She loves it. Like Tim
It's
said, it's
beautiful.
a beautiful place, but it's very expensive to live there.
Yeah.
So, and I can only imagine with COVID how much more expensive it's probably gotten.
Definitely.
But dang, they make them bank out there. But
Yeah.
then again,
And
I guess when
You
it
need to
kind of
make-
meets up, you're not really,
Yeah.
But
you're
places,
making more. But
I was in Canmore in August.
Mhm.
The place was buzzing. Like it was
Really?
absolutely buzzing. Like you couldn't. You think you're just gonna go to a drive-through? It's wrapped. You know, like
Wow.
it was really crazy out there, and I didn't expect that. I was like, you know, people still got COVID jitters. Nope.
Mhm.
Nope. It
The moment
was
people
Well,
got the green light
it's
to go do things, especially since they couldn't like travel outside of the country. So then a lot of our
it was
mountain towns
Alberta was
got hit
open for
really
summer,
hard.
so everywhere in
Well,
Alberta would
that
be just
too.
packed.
exactly from July. So, but I thought, okay,
Yeah.
maybe there's jitters because it was just July 1st. Here it was, I
Yeah.
think it was the first weekend in August, and I was just,
Mm-mm.
or first week in August, and I was like,
Mhm.
and it was, you have to remember, I'm down there for work. So
Right.
it's like a Tuesday. It's a Wednesday. You know
Oh,
what I
during
mean?
the
I'm
week.
getting in there at like, 2 in the afternoon, and the place is rammed. Like, when you get an advance light,
Yeah.
and that's not it's not long enough for all the cars waiting to go. It's one of those
Right.
places,
Right.
and it's the one
Wow.
road going into the place. But you know what? When you finally settled and get what you need, it's like it's just really nice.
Yeah.
It's
And
nice.
the air out there, like I know
Yeah,
you're in the mountains, but like the air out there is just different.
it is different.
It just hits you different, man. You're
It
like,
does. Yeah.
wow, what have
Every
I
time I
been
go out there for
inhaling in the
work,
city this whole time?
every time I go out there for work, I'm like, I need to come here when I'm not working and actually like walk around, enjoy, because and it's like, and every time I go, it's like this is right in our province.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like this is a drive.
What it's like? What 4.5 hours away?
Yeah.
About that, yeah.
Yeah. I've been out there 2 or 3 times, but not recently. And my bestie, she's like, "You got to come back." So maybe I'll get to go out there and maybe go
Yeah.
snowboarding and stuff this winter. That's the
good.
plan, at least. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
coming your way. I'm coming your way,
Oh,
Rebecca.
oh.
So yeah.
you might have a partner.
Hey, the more the merrier.
All of a
I
sudden,
might
she
go.
don't know
I
us.
might go.
Me and a few friends, we went down there during reading. Was it reading week or reading break? Whatever.
And did lots of reading.
4 of us. Oh, reading. Lord, we hung out.
Mama June's on. Yes, of course she did a lot of reading. Yeah.
We did not read nothing. We didn't read anything. So, but
You
it was
read the
a really
menus?
good time. I'd
You read the
love to
road
do that
signs?
again with a few friends. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. Danny, you have any more stats about like cost of living in like other places in Canada?
I do. Well, Alberta.
Mhm.
Drumheller is $19.70.
Okay, drum.
Cochrane. Cochrane is $22.60.
Cochrane's beautiful.
Yeah,
Never been.
never been. Rocky Mountain House is $18.05. Strathcona County, which is like half an hour away from me, is $16.80, which is
Strathcona County is like Sherwood Park, right?
it's like Sherwood Park
And
Stony
surrounding,
Plain.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're
Truth
slacking
Valley.
over there. But you know what?
It's shocking to me though.
In comparison to a lot of other places in Canada, Alberta's doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say compared to some other places like out east and stuff, who I think are still barely scraping $15 an hour. I think
Vancouver's living wage is $20.52.
Okay,
That's
but
a whole
Vancouver is an expensive
$2
city
more.
as well.
Yeah.
And then you think about they also have an extra tax that Alberta doesn't
Exactly.
have. So I mean, you know.
And it's funny when you hear that though, when you think of a living wage, the standard full-time job is amount of hours. I think it's 2,080 hours is work full-time 40-hour work week.
Okay.
2,080 hours. Now think of like $2 over 2,000. You know what I mean? Is
right.
Because it doesn't seem like it's, but like there's a big difference. Like people don't get $2 raises an hour, right?
They don't. People, you get like
you're going at 50 cents. You know what I'm saying?
Which is ridiculous.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Usually changing dollars per hour is usually getting a completely different job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But
when you think about what they call living, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we talking about Vancouver? Like a condo is like $800,000, $1 million.
Yeah.
And so what they're calling living,
like a little like 2-bedroom condo.
Sometimes
you
a
know what I
one
mean?
bedroom.
One and
A
one
one
and,
bedroom.
and one bath,
Right.
maybe a half bath.
So when they call it living, it's probably living like based on the, I guess, the median. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And so what would a person from Edmonton who's renting a room for like $600 would call median is completely different to $600, for the little corner you get in Vancouver or Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
And
you
then
told
when
me,
you
I was
think
looking in
about-
Toronto, like $2,000 for like a 1-bedroom apartment is normal. $2,000. I think that's what, $800 or $900 more than Edmonton.
At least. Yeah,
Yeah.
at least. And
That's
they have 2
crazy.
taxes over. Is it 2 or 3 taxes over there?
2
I think it's
taxes,
2. Yeah.
provincial and GST.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Insane.
you guys think we'll be getting that second tax anytime soon?
No. Why are we saying that? Why?
I mean, it's something that's been discussed before, but I mean,
Post, who's in charge? Who's in power? No, no. If the let's say the next provincial election, maybe not this one, the next, if the Conservatives are out, or okay, if they're in, they might do it in like say 2 elections from now.
yeah. I don't think they would.
They
bring
won't. They
that
won't be a part of
during
their
COVID
platform
right now. Right.
It won't be on their platform, but they'll do it, and they're going to cite COVID as the reason.
Oh, of course.
They're going to cite COVID as we have to come out of this deficit.
We have to bring this thing. Yeah.
Right.
This extra tax.
Let's say if in a couple elections the NDP wins again, they'll bring it in because they're tax heavy people, but they're usually like tax heavy people on the rich.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually taxes on the rich.
So
it's less likely.
Get cashed out a little bit if they did that, especially coming out of a pandemic or still during.
They were making more money during the pandemic. They're fine.
When the pandemic's over, that's when people are going to want their money back.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when they're going to be like, okay, hey.
Well, in the meantime, hopefully that's not something that they're discussing in their meetings. So
you put it in the atmosphere. So Kendra,
I take it back. Those are not.
If it happens,
want to manifest.
Okay. If it happens,
I feel my property tax is going to take a hit with Sohi. I know that. My property tax is going to take a hit. These people tax. Like people who caring people who have a heart for more than just the rich community, they usually believe in taxing.
True.
Oh yeah.
They usually just like it's almost hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
You ever meet like a conservative person a really conservative person who believes in highly taxing people? Don't find it. You don't find it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It doesn't. Like, there's so much to be said about someone's political leanings. So you can tell so much about just how they even live their lives. It's a stereotype, but it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had this guy Fred Hammond, one of the biggest gospel artists, right?
Yeah.
Biggest gospel artists. Every day he's late. Every day. He's late to, like, when we picked him up from the airport, and like the day, like there's always something, and there's like different requests, different The show starts late, everything, you know what I mean? Right. And then big demands on top of it. A little later on, same company brings up this another Southern gospel act. This guy has probably had more views than Fred Hammond did combined on like 1 or 2 of his songs. Just one really big Southern gospel guy. Bring him out. He's like, don't worry. He's like, just let me know where we can get a healthy meal. Right? Just all he says, just want to get a good, healthy meal. His stage manager guy says he had a heart attack 4 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
You would think big demands, take care of me. You need to be just like this for me. No, he's just like, just go somewhere. You know what I mean? The people that came to watch this man, show starts at like 7:30. They're lining up from 5:30.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's a stereotype, but it's like there's certain way people. All those people were conservatives, like they were.
Yeah.
Like that type of the people that listen to Southern gospel music from this white-haired guy that looks like Jesus, like literally, and the crowd, everything was very orderly, very country. That's those people. They show up at 5, but when it comes time to vote,
they're there when it's early to vote. Was that early voting thing? They're there.
They're super early to vote and always vote. Grab all their friends, make sure, Shirley, you're 90, let's go vote.
I will take you there.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump to something that I heard on The Real, I think it was 2 days ago. Chloe Bailey does not like men that are too available.
Tim said,
How do you feel hearing that, Tim?
It's the truth. It's the
Yeah?
truth. It's the truth I learned way too late. Like, you know what I mean? You're sitting there and you're just young and dumb. And it's like, yeah, Disneyland. Yeah, that's how it is. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense. Nah. It's like she's right. But this is what I've learned. Okay. Okay. This is what the theory is about it. It's not that people want to be ignored, but they want to know. It's apparently women like to know that their dude is fruitful. He's not necessarily just busy for busy's sake, but he's fruitful. He's doing something. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't bother her if he doesn't pick up his phone because he knows this is a guy he's what's the word? I can't remember the word for it right now. But he's busy. He's occupied. He has which are keys to his ambition, which is tied to the fact that this is the explanation that a woman can give birth, and if she does, she'll hopefully be able to rely on the resources of the man, as she cannot do all the things that she normally did when she wasn't pregnant. And so you need competence in him and ability and protection and all these things out of him, because there might be chances where she needs to know that before a calamity, I know that this guy's not going to he's not a flake.
Right.
And so it's the kind of the same thing now, because women can still, they can work, they can do all these things, but they still want to know that this dude, is worth something or does something or is useful. So it's that what I just said was the kind of deeper, long-winded version of it. But when I hear that, I'm not thinking it's crazy, but there might be people's experiences can lead to how they interpret things. So she might interpret it or want to experience it in a little bit more of a toxic way, like ghosting or like guy going out of his way to be a jerk and thinking, okay, he's a man. Like,
right.
Somebody might, it's all in the same vein, but there's the extreme version, and then there's the middle of the pack version that makes sense.
A little bit of balance.
Like I know for me, like if you message me, I'll likely get right back to you. My phone's almost always in my hand, but you will know there's going to be times you can't get me.
Thank you for admitting that, because a lot of people don't.
No, it is. It's almost always in my hand. Like I'm getting.
I just had to say that.
My work phone is forwarded to my personal phone.
Yeah.
So I don't like carrying two phones. So my phone has to be charged. It has to be on. It has to be close. A lot of times that doesn't mean I'm doing anything productive, but if you catch me, if you message me and I'm there, I'm gonna answer, right? But you have to know though, with me, there will be a ton of times I am not available. I'm in a server room that's blocked out, all kinds of stuff. You can't have cell phones in there. Sometimes I might be at a rehearsal. I might be at something. Like I'm not sitting around. You know what I mean? Because I think I think it's more about the guy who's always available because he's always available because he's never doing anything. Not just
Right.
not necessarily, or I hope it's not necessarily, hey, I like you. I want to respond. I want to talk to you.
But then, yeah, because then some people are saying, like on the flip side of that, it's like, what if he is super busy? But then it's like he's taking that time to respond to you. You know what I mean? Because like you're his girl or whatever, and he's like, you're a priority. Not that like work and other things aren't priorities, but it's like knowing what his schedule is like, and then he does take, those few moments to just be like, I think what because I did watch the clip. I think one of the hosts were saying is that knowing that he's busy and the fact that he takes like a minute or two just to be like, hey, you know what? Like I am busy right now. I'm a little later. Like they would prefer that than him not saying anything at all.
Well, and I think that part's on the guy and how he chooses to communicate with his partner, right?
Right.
Like at our age, everybody's been through some stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody has, right? So, you gotta, at least for me, I try to anticipate how she might perceive something, right?
Right.
Because like, if she's dealt with a whole bunch of cheating and stuff in her past, right? And then I decide, you know what I mean? Like, there's these times I just don't answer my phone.
Yeah.
Like, I would think if I'm trying to really build something with this person and trying to get them to trust me, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be busy for X, Y, Z amount of time.
Right.
I don't like being asked for that. Right. But at least for me, I know when I think I need to give that because of whatever was been going on in the past. Right.
Yeah.
And from knowing some of the stuff I've done in the past, right? So it's like, this is what, you know what I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel safe with me. So I'll be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna be over here. Reception's bad. You may not be able to get me. Okay. I don't. That doesn't take anything away from me to do.
I feel like if most people got that, like things would be so much easier.
Because it's not about control. Sometimes it's not control.
Recognize that, yeah, it's not.
It's like, because sometimes people take it as they take it as control. Like, oh, you want to know what I'm doing, or you did it. Right. And there's some people who do, and they are, and I'd be like, yo, kick rocks. But as willing as I am to give, I don't want that demanded. Like, well, wait a minute, why do you think you need that? If you think you need that, then you got something you need to figure out before you ask me for anything.
Right.
But if I see the need to give that level of transparency, it's because you're paying attention. Like, everybody's dealt with something. There's some, you know what I mean? Everyone's dealt with something. Like, there's some jokes you can't, when you're at 30 something, there's some jokes you can't just make because they likely have been through. You know what I mean? Like, that's a reality. We're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people have already been through a marriage, that stuff doesn't end easy. So there's all kind of stuff like, stuff that could be all mixed up in that. So you just preempt that kind of that insecurity or that fear. But in regards to somebody like enjoying it or saying that's what they hope for.
Yeah, like what kind of like is like a turn on for them sort of thing.
Yeah.
Danny, what's your thoughts on it?
I'm with Tim. Like, as long as you tell me that you're busy for a certain amount of time, that's cool. Like, I just want to know that you're doing something and not on the couch.
What if they are on the couch? Sometimes they're gonna be on the couch. I mean,
if you want to veg out, that's
But
cool.
I think like on the couch,
I don't want you
playing video games or on the couch on your
but they
phone,
could be
male
playing
or
games
female,
and not responding to you. Is it not the same effect?
They see, look at you going, drop it.
Oh my goodness, I'm just stirring the pot a little bit. But
now, okay, if a person's people should have like an automatic kind of like, oh, okay, they're working.
Right.
I also side-eye somebody who is messaging you while they know you're busy. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, or not, okay, not messaging you while you're busy, but badgering you as in like, how come you're not responding? How come you're not responding or
Okay,
whatever?
yeah.
Like
Okay.
that
I like
stuff.
the way you worded that better. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
you know.
Like, I'm the kind of person, I like opening up my phone and I seen a couple of missed messages. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like that. That's me. You know, it's like, I like reading long messages. I don't mind. I think it's cute. I like it.
Yeah.
But, if somebody's kind of, it's the demanding part. It's the kind of stepping over into like, yo, this is what I do. This is what I need to be doing. And you're stepping into that and trying to control that. Like that part's like, yo, I don't know.
Do you think when guys tend to get with females or partners who do have more of that sort of demanding aspect, that's when guys tend to fall back and be like, yeah,
I fall back.
And then they actually eventually get ghosted. You know what I mean?
Like, but I don't know what to. Here's the thing: I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to
just
tell.
From a guy's perspective,
I don't know what to tell the young age group. I don't know. They seem like they're working on a whole nother flex.
There ain't no written rules for
like
for these modern.
I don't know what to say. But
it's hard navigating these waters sometimes.
It's a different thing. Like it's a different.
It is different.
It seems like it's more egalitarian at the youth. Like it feels like a guy's a guy, a girl's a girl. Like it's just like it's more of an even level playing field in that age group. Whereas
that is true because I mean
you guys came up under.
A lot of the times people like to say, oh, guys are this, they're the ones doing the ghosting, they're savage, they're this. But like some of these females out here are probably even worse than guys in terms of ghosting and not responding and leaving people.
You're probably worse.
These girls, I mean,
so, think about it.
I mean, I've done it.
When you hear about a girl, when you hear about a dude that is ghosting, you're usually talking about a boyfriend or someone that you thought you were getting close with.
Right.
But like the amount of guys who sent a message to a girl and she looked at it and just was like
and left it on red.
There's so many more y'all than the guy. So many more.
Engaged in conversation just a little bit and then it's like just left them high and dry.
Just boom, gone. It was like, oh, this is whack.
Well, sometimes it is.
You know what? Wait a minute. How many people? Wait a minute. Hold on. How many friend requests do you have sitting on ice again? How many friend requests?
I don't know. I haven't checked in a while, but
probably still
hovering at that 100 and some. Probably still hovering around that number.
I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. It's different for the dudes.
But sometimes, Tim, sometimes it is whack, and sometimes you just.
So you give him so you throw him a little morsel of bread. You give him a shot,
a crumb,
and he says hi.
Like
he does.
I'm nice though. I'm nice. Like usually it's like, oh, like have a good day or thank you for checking in. Like I don't usually just leave people just like high and dry like that, but it's usually like, have a good night. You know,
like, oh, this guy can't keep conversation worth shit.
Hope all is well. Hope all is well. You know.
So is it?
Good luck with whatever you got going on X, Y, Z. But
so is it bad if a female is too available? Is that?
No.
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 Okay. There we go.
Okay.
That makes it easier. Just talk. Yeah. Then again, I'm a parent. Listen, I've been told
Depends
I'm a Martian.
On the personality.
I'm a Martian apparently. So, you know, like if I like talking to you, we will talk. We will talk all day if you want, right? I don't know.
People who don't like talking, and there's some people who love talking. Hopefully, you find someone who fits the script.
I try it.
You know. Oh my goodness. But no, I thought that was interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
The way she explained it, or Chloe Bale said she wanted it, sounded toxic though.
Yeah, I think she likes just the little hint.
She likes it a little bit on the side of. She wants to know, like, this guy doesn't give a crap about me, but he's here. Like,
but yes, exactly. But she's pretty young too. Like, she's what, 21, 22.
I think she's 21.
So I can see that. I can see that.
That's like the toxic.
Yo, man, listen, you get rid of that.
They kind of, a lot of people kind of thrive off that.
You end up like Jada, you playing around like that.
Oh, Lord.
Pining over Tupac. Man, dead and cold. End up like Jada. You have a freaking prince! A prince!
Fresh Prince.
And you whining, you there like...
But you know what? That just goes.
Did you not hear what
Will? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank. Doesn't matter your status. Doesn't matter.
Swag matters. So, yo, work on your swag, brothers. Work on your swag.
And there you go. There you go.
Wow.
Man.
You can be Will Smith and be getting disrespected.
Right?
Like, you can be Will freaking Smith.
Continuously. Don't get me wrong. I love them both. You know.
I can't stand her.
But
I can't stand her.
She's losing some brownie points these days. They went hard on Jada the other day.
But did you guys? This is what I don't get. Will Smith openly admitted it in his book that he's been doing it for years.
So?
Well, they have an understanding. But for them to say, like, but you don't hear him going out there making these kind of statements, though, about her like that. That's the thing. Hold
on. I'm going to say something here. I'm going to be an asshole. He's Will Smith.
Oh, my God.
He's... No. Like, here's the thing. This is what's so incredible about it. I diss Will. Everybody disses Will. But Will's resume is absolutely incredible. He's freaking Will. Just because he acts all nice and yo, he's Will freaking Smith.
Yeah.
Everything he's done has been money. Almost everything.
Almost.
It is a double
movies, but
it is a double span. It's a double standard.
Yeah.
But there's guys that no one will come out of their face to them about anything they've done the way that people will talk about Will. But it's because, he presents in this, right? I'm just Will, whatever. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the resume, it's like this guy's been batting 100 for decades.
But then you know what, Tim, on the flip side, his resume might be saying one thing, but she lives with the guy. They've been together for decades. So then maybe at home, though, maybe he's not the Will Smith that we know him to be. Maybe there's something lacking behind the scenes that we're not made aware of. We see him, we see his status, we've seen what he's done. Like, he's a cultural icon to many of us. So we're like, come on, Jada, like, why are you disrespecting the prince like that? But then it's like we don't know what he's like outside of those roles, right? So
which is true. Then again, but when you're at that level, it's like it doesn't, like, the fact that the only reason why it matters is because he stays there. It's the only reason why it matters.
Right.
It's like he's staying there and he's putting up with it. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Give me a quick moment, guys. I just saw a comment pop up. It's a cousin of mine, Nia Jeffers. So I just want to shout her out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, thank you.
She's off in the States right now, doing school. So super proud of you, and thank you for joining us. I love you.
Thanks for being here. Thanks to everybody, actually.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We had a bit of a rough start tonight. But thank you for those of you who stuck through it, and
yes, we appreciate you.
Been listening and engaging tonight. So yeah.
Well, that's our hour, so that's a good way of ending it.
We'll just continue. We'll continue it out, like, when this thing goes off live.
Yes, definitely, for sure, for sure. Alrighty, sure. What did you say? I guess you should ask yourself why he stays. Yeah.
I have no clue why. I have no clue.
I just feel like maybe
I stopped liking Jada from she started to try to have that band. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, remember when she had that little rock band, like a grunge band?
But you know what?
It's like you
She was
relax.
a bit successful with that. Seemed like she was a bit successful
Kiki.
with it. To an extent.
Kiki.
To an extent.
Kiki.
I mean, she ain't no Willow.
Oh my goodness.
She ain't no Willow.
Oh
but
my god. And on that
okay,
note, guys.
fine.
On that note.
You know what? Red Table Talk, I feel like she's found herself with Red Table Talk.
That's what she's been trying to do. She's been trying to say, Will, you suck, and you're lucky, and I'm awesome. She's been trying that for years. That's what all of this is.
I don't know.
That's what all of this is.
But even with Red Table Talk, it's going towards more to her mom and Willow. Like, Jada's kind of getting...
No, Jada only cares about Jada. Jada wants
Also
to see
true.
Jada's face out there. She's never been happy with what she did and where she had. And she, you know what?
She has
People,
admitted that. You know, she did say, you know, when she had kids and stuff that, you know, her career kind of just slowed down a bit. And, you know, so, I mean, that's understandable. But
like, that's the vibe I've got off Jada for years. It's just like, yo, girl, it's cool. Chill.
actually, I like that. I like that comment that you just put up there by Aisha that says, nobody feels bad for Will. The man can have anyone and he chooses her. So let him. The thing is, I just feel like
Can't
they've
argue
been
with
together
that.
for so long and their lives are so intertwined. Like the energy that it would take to... That's
Separate.
personal problems.
So, like, yeah, public embarrassment. That's not enough.
Oh my gosh. Well,
It's too
Hey.
funny.
guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with those two.
We're like, everybody clouded. Oh,
I wish them all the best. You know, I'm rooting for you guys.
Will Smith is the true example of love.
Hey, till death do us part.
Yo, listen.
I'm sure Jada put up with her fair share of Will's nonsense, but let Will have to put up with some of Jada's nonsense, and everyone goes and focuses on that.
Whoa.
Well, there you go.
Oh, look at Aisha on. Aisha is on.
You know what
Aisha
I
not
is
joking.
that he's not out there like making these heavy statements about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Man isn't out there saying,
That
"Yo,
is the difference.
Jody
Maybe
Watley,
behind closed
God,
doors,
damn,
not
she was
for the
my
whole
first
world to
love."
see. You know what I mean? Not for the whole world to see. Like,
Yeah.
maybe he's bashing her behind closed doors. Who knows?
Well, we're gonna get his book and we'll find out.
Whatever, man. Jada's whack.
How much that book cost?
Jada
50
big
Canadian?
whack.
I don't even know.
That book probably cost at least 40 Canadian.
At least. Maybe 50.
Yeah. But it'd be interesting for sure. So if anyone has the book or comes across it, let us know.
Let us know.
We'll borrow it.
Yeah.
Borrow.
Preferably buy the Audible version so then we can
Yes,
just listen
please.
to it.
Please.
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
Oh my
guys, it's been fun.
Yes. It has
It's been
been.
a good night. It's been a good night. So hopefully
Thanks
next
for
week,
joining.
no technical difficulties, and
Yes.
send us your
So-
comments, suggestions for anything you'd like for us to discuss. And yeah, Danny, I'll let you officially close us out.
Bye.
She's over it, apparently. Oh my goodness. I think
No,
she's had a long
thank you.
day. So
I've had a long week and it's only Wednesday. But I appreciate you guys joining us every week. I see another comment that just came in. Oh, I see. Hold on. Let me post this. Bye. So I appreciate you guys joining us every week. We love reading your comments. Please send us more. Like Kiki said, if you have anything you want us to talk about, put it in our Facebook, Instagram page, YouTube page if you're watching. And until next week, enjoy the rest of your week and weekend.
Deuces.
yes, take care.
Bye, everyone.
Stay safe. Stay real, guys. Stay real.
There you go.